Hello and welcome to Roots and Gaps. My name is B and welcome to my channel. This is the very first episode, so welcome. This is going to be a video commentary channel. Because this is the very first episode, let's talk about what the purpose of this channel is. The purpose of this channel is to talk about the Hmong roots, specifically in China, along with the Hmong groups that are still currently there, and the gaps between the Hmong Americans and the Hmong over there in China. I will be speaking in English in this channel, mostly because I want to share this information to the Hmong American who are interested in this topic, but cannot speak Hmong anymore, right? This will also be for those individuals who are not Hmong but are interested in this topic. I will say that some of my resources are in different languages other than Hmong too. I just want to put that out there. Lastly, I will share my experience with everyone throughout these videos, and I will try to provide information that are as accurate as I can. If I don't know something, I will say I don't know. However, if later down the line I find information that supports what I say isn't to be false, then I will let everyone know as well. Okay, quick disclaimer, I am not getting paid nor am I sponsored to share this kind of information. I just want to share. For the first video, it will be in English. I figured this is a good place to start, especially when I'm just opening my channel. It is a video of a Hmong American girl named Laici. Alright, let's see what she has to share with us.
Hello, my name is Laici. My Chinese name is Wu Jingjing. You might be surprised as to why I'm wearing a Hmong dress. Actually, I'm Hmong. Hmong is one of the 56 ethnic minorities of China, except I'm Hmong American.
So she mentions Hmong is one of the 56 ethnicity in China. However, she is Hmong American. I am Hmong American too. Alright. This is important that she says this because this will make sense later down the line as I progress into more commentary videos.
I'm from East Bethel, Minnesota. I will be sharing a short but revelational story of my journey back to the homeland, China, Zhongguo. When I was young, I just thought that the Hmong are just small tribal people who lived in the mountains of Laos. I read a lot of books about the Hmong people, and one day I came across a book that told me that the Hmong are ancient and indigenous people of China. From that day forward, I made a promise to my younger self that one day I was going to travel to China and come to see if this was true for myself. I first started.
So she mentions that she grew up thinking that the Hmong people were they only lived in the mountains of Laos. This is interesting that she mentions that because I believe that a lot of Hmong Americans, not all of them, but a lot of them believe that, Hmong Laos. But there are some who did know that we migrated out of China. I grew up knowing this, that we migrated out of China. However, at least specifically our group. However, the story was very vague. I actually thought that, there weren't any Hmong left in China. Maybe if there were, then, there's like a small group that, it's untraceable. But it turns out, through my research, that there are still Hmong people in China. China just happens to have the largest population of Hmong people. But we'll go to the numbers on a different day. For today, I just want to open my channel with something broad that will lead to more topics.
College at the age of 16 and graduated with my associate's degree. Soon after, I was admitted into Oxford University. Because of my tremendous amounts of credits from starting college early, my freshman year, I decided to study in Kunming with SIT Study Abroad. After my first study abroad experience, I came back to the States, still unfulfilled and even hungrier to learn more about China. I decided to study at Wenshan University, located in a Zhuang and Hmong Autonomous Prefecture. At Wenshan University, I got the opportunity to study one-on-one with all of my Chinese teachers who helped me tremendously to grow and develop my studies in the Chinese language, Chinese culture, Chinese philosophy, as well as Chinese history. Not only that, I made so many Hmong and other ethnic minority friends who taught me so much about all the many different beautiful cultures in China. Studying Chinese has really opened my eyes to understand my own culture, especially my ancestral.
She mentioned specifically that she studied the Chinese language, Chinese culture, Chinese philosophy, and the Chinese history, which help her understand, her own culture, actually her own roots, right? My apologies for pausing ahead of time, but then she basically says that, and this is important because I do think that to understand our roots, we do have to understand the Chinese language, the Chinese culture, the philosophy and history. I'm not saying that you all have to, okay? Only if you want to, but I'm just saying that I think it's important.
Roots. As I continue to grow more and move further into my life, I hope to continue my Chinese studies. And in the future, I hope that I can help bridge the gap between China and America, and especially the gap between the Hmong in China and the Hmong in America.
This is why I want to start my channel, okay? She mentions that she wants to bridge the gap between the Hmong American and the Hmong in China. I also want to do this. That's specifically why, I said I want to go to China and learn all this. Learning a little about the Chinese language, the philosophy, and the history did kind of help me understand our roots a little more. I want to say that growing up as a Hmong American, some of my Hmong American friends and I always hear so many different stories, right? Sometimes they don't make sense and sometimes they just don't clash together, even though it's sort of like the same story. Eventually, some of us stopped caring. I was one of them. I admit to that. I stopped caring for a long while. It wasn't until I met some mainland Chinese people in America who helped open my my mind, my eyes, and my experience with them changed my perspective of what I thought I already knew. I say this because my experience with them was different from what I was taught growing up. And like I said earlier, Hmong in China is the largest population. I was actually very shocked to find that out. After this, to the topic of like, why are there so many stories? I started to think like, well, there are the 18 clans, there's Hmong De, Hmong Zhuo, Hmong Ling. Sorry for you non-Hmong folks, this probably makes no sense to you. But continuing on, there's Hmong De, Hmong Zai, Hmong De, Hmong Du, Hmong De, Hmong Sing, Hmong De, Hmong Lo, and etc. and etc. And so, of course, there's a lot of stories. Everyone probably has their own experience, and based off of what was told to them, that's that's what they're going to say. With that said, I'm not an expert Whether you believe me or not, that's entirely up to you. I'm only sharing what I know. Whatever I know that I believe it's true, I will share. If I don't know, I will mention that. And like I said, if I find something that supports what I say isn't to be true, then I will also say that as well. Because I want to make sure all the information that goes out there, it's more accurate than it should be, you know? Or as accurate as it can be. I say that I want to avoid the word expert because let's take a look at what an expert does, right? In order to understand something, they have to go research on that topic, right? If it was about like a light bulb or something like that, you know, that makes sense. Okay, they're probably very correct because we have to do so many studies on it just to get it as accurate as possible. Now lights are as great as they can be. However, if we were to talk about like culture, right, then that's a very different story, right? Experts will just come and ask us, you know, hey, you're Hmong, so what is Hmong? So they're just gonna believe what we tell them, right? And like I said, there's so many stories, right? There's so many stories that we're telling that they're, you know, maybe some of them it's not even true. This is why I said I want to avoid the topic or the word expert. I also think that it's important for us Hmong Americans to actually communicate with the Hmong in China, because even though the story might be different, we can probably learn a lot from each other, you know. I think it's important that we learn to talk together and share information together. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's happening already because, you know, based off of future videos that I'm showing you, as you will see in the future, we're already trying to talk and trying to understand each other. It is happening, but also I want to point out that, you know, it's different if it was a Hmong person talking to another Hmong person, right? So say I go talk to the Hmong people in China and I was to discuss, about Hmong Do, Hmong Zhuo, right? They'll be like, oh, there's that, but then there's also Hmong Xi, Hmong Bei, and etc., and etc., etc., right? This will make a lot of sense to us, right? Whereas other non-Hmong folks, go talk to them about this won't make sense at all, right? I think that it's important that we actually reach out. Eventually, like I said, I do want to go to China and learn as much as I can. For my next video, I want to talk about the topic Miao before going into deeper topics. I'm going to share a video. It's the same video.
Hello, my name is Laici Christopher. My Chinese name is Wu Jingjing. You might be surprised as to why I'm wearing a Hmong dress. Actually, I'm Hmong.
So right here, she says, I am Hmong, okay? When she says this, the Chinese character are as so. It reads, 我是苗族, okay? Sorry for Mandarin speakers if I butcher the language, okay? I am just translating, so I apologize if I pronounce something not so clearly. However, I do want to talk on this topic before going deeper into videos because I want to make sure there's a clarification on this topic. I think there's a misunderstanding on this topic, so I want to talk about that first. I will say that I will talk about both the negative side and the positive side, mostly because without understanding both sides, we don't really understand what's going on. But when we see both sides, we kind of kind of understand what's happening. If this is something you're interested in, please subscribe to my channel for more. This is all for today. Thank you. My name is B, and this is Roots and Gaps. I will see you on the next episode.